Whew. Okay, so the journey and the purge continues. Woke up this morning feeling better than I have, like every day I've been waking up feeling, progressively getting better, which has been amazing. Um, like I said, because of everything that's going on up here, it's been harder for me to feel what's going on in here. But, I kind of started switching things up with my routine this morning a little bit and came and sat over here first thing rather than where I normally sit. And, there was this notification on my phone for a tarot reading, which hasn't happened in a while, and it felt very aligned, like the title. So I went ahead and I was like, okay, cool, let's see what there is, and it led to this really beautiful perspective shift on like what I needed to hear. And it was all, it led to me writing pages of journaling, like literally all this. Anyways, doesn't matter. But and so I was feeling like really good, and it was so wild. I realized this later, is that the question that I had asked myself the other day, yesterday, about like, what was it? Why is it that the idea of taking action towards my goals and dreams comes with this resistance? Where is this coming from? Is it the ego telling me no? Or is it my soul or my inner child telling me no? Like, just not really sure, just totally confused about that. But literally the tarot reading, which I have been trying to wean myself off of, because, trying to find that validation within myself. But anyway, so, the tarot reading was literally all about that and kind of gave me that perspective shift. So that was really beautiful. And, what she said in the reading was like, it's about shifting from, shifting into taking action from a place of love, which vibrates on the same frequency as abundance, versus taking action from a place of lack and seeking a certain outcome. And that resonated like 10 million %, because that's what I've really been doing, with like everything, not just like with like these videos and whatever I've been doing. Literally every single choice I have made recently, and then what I reflected on and realized is like throughout my entire life, has been based on this coming from this place of lack and seeking a certain outcome. And so like in this journaling, I reflected back to 2016, which I feel like it's all aligned, because it's actually when I started touring, doing the music touring stuff. And I remember like being in a really, really low place. Like I was just coming out of this, like a dark night of the soul, probably like the one that really sent me even further into this like reawakening. But I went into it thinking like, oh my God, okay, this is it. This is how I'm gonna get like my big break, or this is gonna lead me to everything that I've been wanting and dreaming and wishing for. And it ended up being hyper toxic. And not only that, but I realized is like, even though it was so toxic, and I knew that specific gig wasn't what I wanted to do, but I kept just like settling and accepting it, and accepting the abuse. Like I literally got fired. Like the guy literally fired me on the night of a show, okay? Before like this next, and what would have been my last tour with them, happened. And he was like yelling at me, he was kicking me off the bus, telling me to pack my shit up and go, and of course I think I was in like Maryland or somewhere, and I'm like, what the hell do I do? I was 26, brand new to this whole environment, and had no clue what to do. Well, then 30 minutes later, once he got his little temper tantrum out, he rehired me and brought me back on. So a little idea of what kind of like toxic bullshit nonsense was there. And because I was so like, was operating from such a place of like lack and fear, I stayed. Now granted, I you know, it built this resilience within me, and also it helped me to really see what I will not like what I wouldn't continue putting up with, you know. But you know, I still went back because I didn't want to leave, because again, this lack and this fear and feeling like I didn't want to miss an opportunity for me, you know. So I kind of went through that, and you know, realized that I've been operating from that place like my whole life, you know. Despite knowing that like my heart and my intentions have always been pure, like never to cause harm or to hurt anybody or to like make anybody feel bad, you know. I was still operating from this extreme level of lack, and hoping for the best, and hoping that even if this environment is toxic or negative or degrading or unfulfilling, that somehow it's going to lead to something that I actually want. So you see where I'm trying to go with this. I mean, let me back it up a little bit too. So I literally, like, I had my makeup on after I like heard this reading and did all this reflecting, and I was ready to like record something. And again, from this place of love, like just it feeling good and just wanting to just put it out there. And then I don't remember exactly what happened, but then all of a sudden something shifted, and like fear started to creep in, and the fear around like maybe I am just being delusional, and maybe I am like screwing things up for myself, and you know, maybe I have been making all of these, you know, choices recently, especially from this place of resistance. Like I literally just started to question and doubt like everything, and I had to go inside because I started crying, and I don't even know if I've ever had that extreme of like a breakdown, crying. I had to scream into a pillow, which again is not normal. Like that's not something that I've done or that I do. And I just was crying and saying like, guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what feels right. You know, I started wondering and questioning, like, should I be looking for like a regular job right now? And so I even went on, because I've been getting like notifications from like LinkedIn, you know, nothing that's like, yes, this is it. But I even went on to LinkedIn because I was just like, you know, because what she was saying in there was like, you know, having to take action. And there, basically what she was saying when I was listening to it again, it made me start to question this and question my mission and my purpose in life, and like, which I know is to be a new earth leader and to help shift perspectives. But I started to wonder if I literally have just been completely delusional and making like just fantasizing about something that not only isn't going to happen, but isn't even like real or like my path. And yeah, so I was in there for quite a while, and I just couldn't like calm myself down, you know. But I trust that that it had to happen that way, that I needed to let this stuff out, because this isn't just, and that's just it. I don't even know how much of this is truly like my karma, because I know that this is very much my ancestral karma, and I know that I am a cycle breaker, and I know that I'm here to like break that cycle, break that curse, and to like live up to my potential, pursue my dreams, pursue what fulfills me, you know. And you know, as I was like going through those LinkedIn like job postings, you know, I was trying to figure out, I was like, I don't even know what the hell I would do. Like, I have not been in a normal job in, well, like, I guess 8 years, you know, like a normal work environment. That's like, you know, going to an office. Like, I've never been an office person ever. Like, I knew that right as soon as I was graduating college. I studied public relations and journalism, and I just knew it's like, that is not the life for me. But yeah, so then I'm questioning and doubting it. Like, maybe, this, you know, all these, like, all this resistance to taking on a job is because I am still living in these past beliefs about what those kinds of jobs meant, and I was in a spiral, you guys, and it sucked bad. It was awful. And I just kept saying, guys, I need help. I need help. I don't know what to do, just like hoping for something. But I know that like one of these big like lessons and tests and opportunities I'm experiencing, well, the tests that I'm experiencing to grow out of is not only like letting go of control, but let me see. Sorry. Like, I just felt like I needed to record something regardless of how it comes out and, what's said. But it's about like letting go of control and like, and like ultimately like shifting out of this lack and scarcity mindset and mentality. And also and shifting away from doing things not only out of fear, but out of like seeking an outcome. Like if I post something on Instagram or whatever here, it needs to come from this place of just doing it because it's coming from love and because it feels good, not because I think that if I post this and I post it in that way that it will lead to the outcome, the miracle, the blessing, the abundance that I am seeking. And that has been a recurring, like, that has been coming up so much lately, which is what I wrote about, well, I wrote about it on this other journal entry, just like, why can't I let go of this thought and feeling that I need to, about the outcome, about like expecting the outcome, because that's where it's those expectations that you set, like kind of thinking that you can control the timeline of the divine plan, especially if you do something. It's like, why can't I let that go? Like, why can't I just get past that, And I've been asking myself this for a while now. So yeah, not really sure what's coming out of this, out of that purge and that breakdown, but I don't know. I trust it had to happen. And I will say, I did ask them, I was like, guys, can you please just give me something? I need something right now because I don't know. I literally am going crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I've just messed everything up. Like I was it was dark. It was dark. And, of course, what I've learned is that, like, these messages that I hear, especially like on like tarot readings, collective tarot readings, like it's not all for me, and I've gotten better with my discernment for it, but there were a few things that were said that really just like confirmed what I'm working through right now, but also like what I ultimately need to remember. And that's kind of the thing. So what I had kind of forgotten about or started to doubt was like, if this is the right thing for me to be doing, like, because I don't have a job and I haven't worked in several months and I am out of money, and my parents have been kind enough to support me for a little bit, but they can't do it forever, and I don't want them to, so there's been like this guilt and the shame, like, okay, I have to do something, like nothing's coming through, So, maybe I missed some kind of message, or I just ignored it because I didn't like the idea of it, of like having to go out and like get a normal job, you know? So I was looking at like copywriting jobs and like creative directing jobs and all these different things. And it's just like, I was like, yeah, I could probably do that, like I'll just save some of these things and then like come back to it. But I also have to like rewrite my resume because my resume is based on like an entertainment resume, not like corporate America kind of stuff. And that was feeling like, ugh, I just don't want to do that, like I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do these jobs, and because one of the thoughts that came through was like, I don't want to work somewhere that is so driven by like results, data, results, blah, 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 like that. Like, I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand its value and its importance, but like, I literally, it's not fulfilling and it's draining, and I don't enjoy doing that kind of stuff. And I don't enjoy feeling like I have to create on a deadline and on like somebody else's schedule, and that I have to appease somebody else because they're the boss or whatever, so it's, anyways. But of course, like I need money, and I kept hoping and wishing and praying that something else would come through, like magically, miraculously. And I don't want to diminish anything that has come through, but like nothing like what I have been wanting or expecting. But the other thing that somebody said in there in one of the readings was like, I can't remember everything, but it all really resonated. It's like growing up in this environment of lack and of scarcity and of being told that that there's a certain way to live and in this world, and that's by playing it safe and taking the safe route and doing a job that you absolutely despise or feel completely drained and unfulfilled in, just because that's the way this world works. And that's what I've literally, now that I'm kind of really thinking on it, that's how I've been living for so long, literally, until, maybe, I mean, until I decided to really start kind of like pursuing this kind of stuff. But, like, that's why I went to college, I actually had an opportunity to start touring back when I was in college, but I had that fear and like that belief put into me that like, well, you should have a backup plan, like that kind of stuff. And and it helped me back, and it made me feel like that's what I had to do. And so I've just really been battling that belief lately, that like, that I need to take it safe. I need to play the safe card and go get a job and, just work that job until, maybe something comes through. But I do also know, with me being so empathic and such a like kind of bright light for so many people, is that those kinds of jobs, unless everybody around me is like on a similar wavelength, those jobs drain me, and it leads to a lot of siphoning and also just exhaustion, like to the point where when I leave that job and come home, I don't have any energy for myself. I don't know, maybe I am. Maybe I'm being crazy right now, in the sense, or I'm foolish. Maybe I'm being foolish. Wind chimes. And my ego would say like, well, I said maybe I'm being foolish, and like maybe that's confirmation that I'm being foolish, but that's what that's the stuff I'm going through, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say something like that, and then I get like what would be like an angel confirmation, or, a spirit confirmation. And it's like, wait a minute, are you saying that, yes, I am being foolish, or are you trying to like kind of snap me out of like that belief, you know, or like help me view it like from the different perspective, the perspective of pursuing what fulfills me and what I know I am here to do, you know. So it's been difficult lately, and you know, I finally felt a little more energy to like, a little more pause, like a little more motivation to come out here and record something, because I was starting to feel that hope again, you know, and that trust that like, this is what I want to do, this is what I should be doing, and truly like doing it from a place of just like expression, and me expressing myself in my most authentic and vulnerable way. It to me is a form of love. You know, this isn't like a lovey-dovey message, you know, but I need to start opening, I guess, my perspective around what loving myself looks like. You know what I'm saying? And this is one form of it, you know. I hadn't had that thought until just now. Just trust it, I guess, you know, like trust that there's a reason why I have been feeling like so called to this path, you know. Like, why would I be called to this path knowing that it's like fully aligned and so fulfilling to me to express myself, to express my ideas, my opinions, my perspectives? Why would I feel called to that called to that and not take a normal job if I was going to have to get to this place and then go get a normal job, you know? I mean, you know, I think, you know, it reminds me of something that like I've heard so many times on so many tarot readings and just, you know, energy readings in general, where people are like, you know, it may not be what you expect, you know, what you're manifesting may not be what you expect, but you know, when I was still really feeling into things, I really did get this clarity that like, when I asked Steven, I was like, why can't it be what I expect? I mean, you know, why can't I pursue something like this? And why can't I maybe hope for and expect it to transform into something miraculous, like out of nowhere, you know? This is a time of miracles right now and magic, you know? And that's something that's been like driving me and motivating me as I've been going through this purge and all these releases. Yeah. I just, you know, with that one comment, I said, I've been realizing how much unhelpful, recycled, spiritual jargon phrases are out there, you know, like, or even not just spiritual, but like psychological health, mental health stuff, you know, like the one I remember thinking about, it's just like, it's when people say like happiness is a choice, and I remember thinking like, you know what, like that's just like a slap in the face to somebody. When you tell somebody who is going through like a really deep, dark, either depressive state or just state of confusion and fear, who has been in it maybe their whole lives or on and off their whole lives, and you're telling them happiness is a choice, it's like just, yeah, it's a slap in the face, and it's completely unhelpful, and it actually only leads to them feeling even worse about themselves, because basically what you're saying to them is like, you know, you could be happy if you wanted to, and it's like, if that was seriously that simple, I would have done it. So like, you saying that is completely unhelpful. And if anything, it's actually hurting the other person more than you think it is. So let this be a little like PSA, public service announcement. Like, please stop saying that kind of stuff to people, whoever. I'm not, or, if you hear somebody say that to you, say something to them about that and let them know that that is not a helpful thing to say. We're living in this world right now where everybody is so like caught up in using like buzzwords and jargon and buzz phrases, and it's like but they actually don't even know what it means. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say something like that, like happiness is a choice, like, and expect to see results. Happiness is a choice. And by that, what I'm trying to say, you have to break it down further. Okay, somebody has to feel like they can get themselves to that place, like it is not as simple as flipping a light switch, and I think that was some clarity I had, as I was noticing these kinds of phrases and spiritual, psychological jargon, where I'm like, I think that's one of the things that I'm here to kind of help like shift, is like helping to provide the real truth behind those kinds of phrases, and to help, just bring a little more depth and understanding and perspective to it. But again, that's kind of the state of the world that we're living in, is that most people are afraid to explore their depths, which is why they're saying those kinds of buzzy, trendy phrases without actually having any clue of what that actually means, and actually how unhelpful that is. Okay, sorry. My dad came out, and it's the thing. I know I'm lucky in so many ways, but nobody in my family truly understands this kind of stuff, and that's another thing that's been weighing on me. It's like, they're so used to like living life in the old 3D way that when they see me out here doing something like this, they're kind of like, what is she doing? At least that's what I feel. That's what I fear that they're thinking, and that's what leads to this more of this like, oh my God, should I be like getting a job? Should I be going out and like, beating the pavement, or, whatever, like settling, I guess, is what it comes down to. And like that just goes against everything in my very being and existence. I literally got a tattoo when I was 17. That was my reminder to myself to never settle. Okay. Now, I knew that meant like in general, but I knew it was initially inspired from this one guy I dated, where like, yeah, there was like, it was so wrong on so many levels, but because I was feeling that lack and that like fear, like, and also just, yeah, like that lack and that fear. Let me finish that thought. I was feeling that lack and that fear, and I almost, even though everything within me was like, no, I almost gave in to it, like into the thought of it, but that's also the difficult thing when you're someone like who is highly empathic, who just cares about people and their happiness, and like just wants people to find their happiness. Like, it's really easy to merge with everybody and want to help them and want to fix them and like, one of my things was I was always able to see the potential in people, but what I used to do is I would ignore the red flags, which were just like whipping in front of my face, and that's one of the things she talked about in that reading too, is like, oh gosh, sorry guys, I'm sorry if this is like literally all over the damn place right now. I'm still recovering from all that stuff, but I don't remember what she said. I don't know. You know what? Maybe this is a good time to just like let it be for now, and post this regardless. Because again, I have no idea who, if anybody will even see it. And if they do, I have no idea. Maybe it will help them in some way. But, you know, ultimately, I am recording this for me and for my growth, to show myself and to build up my confidence and my trust and my faith and my belief in myself that I can take action. And even if I'm not getting, like, you know, flashing light signs saying do it, and just, yeah, trusting that there's a reason for all of this. And yeah, sorry, like I said, it's not the most, like, you know, uplifting, happy-go-lucky thing, but it's real. It's reality, you know. And this is the stuff that most people will not share. They only want to share the good days and the good stuff and, like, the positive attitudes, and they're always trying to, like, stay positive for everybody else, when in reality they're just like, they're like dying inside. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope whatever you're dealing with, it's on its way, or it's on its way out, I guess. You know, it's what I'm hopeful for myself as well. And just really learning to just really have faith, true faith, you know, faith that all is well, even if I'm not seeing anything on the physical side. So take care, guys, and we'll see you next time.